welcome to the Ohtani episode of One Cardinal, One Cub, One Beer, and One Analytical Voice of Reason. I am your host, Vincent. With me is my co-host, JJ, and our frequent contributor, the Analytical Voice of Reason, Max. You can like us on Facebook. You can follow us on X. Contact us through onecard1cup1beer@gmail.com. You can subscribe to our page by clicking on the icon at the bottom right. Or when the video is over, you can just highlight the little circle and you can subscribe to us that way. You can support us through Patreon. Go to patreon.com, search for One Cardinal, One Cub, and One Beer to support our efforts. And last week, I didn't have my background up, but there was a picture of Fergie over my back. So we actually had someone who thought that was the guest of the Cub, and he guessed Fergie, which was correct. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to him because of his enthusiasm for doing that.
Creativity too. Wow.
Yeah,
so
good. Mark Marinello. I'm going to have to find out how he pronounces his last name. He has 2 points. Tom Beget has 2 points or 2 tallies, and Kuderlev has 1 tally. And this is the new guy in back of me. Name this Cub. Get a hold of me, get a hold of JJ. You can do it through email. You can do it through a message. You can do it through putting it on the comments. However, the first one that we get, we'll get the tally. And I've had someone did say, hey, I can't watch this until later. So it's not really fair. Okay. Next time we do a contest like this, I will rectify that. Okay. But for now, we have the rules established, so that's where we're at. Do you want to real quickly go over some things? Tim Wakefield passed away, one of the last great knuckleballers. He established himself in the 90s with a great postseason run with the Pirates. And then he became a World Series hero with the Red Sox, won 2 World Series with the Red Sox. And apparently passed away from a brain cancer. So Tim Wakefield, same age as I am, 57 years old, will be missed. Couple things I do want to just bring up. The Royals got added Seth Lugo to their pitching staff, so that veteran presence is going to help. The Reds signed new third baseman Jeimer Candelario, whom they will be sorely disappointed in once they see him for a few weeks. The Dodgers, they have Joe Kelly signed back. The Orioles signed Kimbrel. Marco Gonzalez was traded to the Pirates or to the Braves, and then a few days later he was traded right to the Pirates. So they got some veteran presence on their staff now. Local Potosi boy Dylan Coleman has been traded to the Houston Astros. So me and Max saw him pitch in AAA last year. But the big thing that we want to talk about, the 2 big things, is the Juan Soto trade, and then we're going to go to Ohtani. But before we do that, I just want to say there's really no Cub news except that the Cubs were in on Ohtani at the winter meetings, and Bob Nightingale said that, oh no, they're not in anymore, and Jed got a little mad, and Jed confronted Bob Nightingale and said, hey, we're still in it. Basically told him off, which was good, but who cares now? So JJ, anything in the Cardinals news? I know there's one thing you got to bring up.
Well, there's 2 little notes. One, the smaller one, we picked up a Rule 5 player from the Red Sox, a reliever. He's 25 years old. His name is Ryan Fernandez. Throws in the mid-90s, a 4-seam fastball. He's got a cutter and a slider. He'll have a chance to make the team. And with Rule 5 guys, you got a 40-man roster. He's got to stay on that 40-man roster. Or if we drop, I think he's even got to be on the big league roster, or we lose him and he goes back into the Rule 5.
Yeah.
But the Cardinals haven't been known to get that many back 2 years in a row. We have had a Rule 5 player. So anyway, this is our one this year. And then the big news was we traded Tyler O'Neill. Mozeliak, let that be known. I almost think that's bad about trading a player, because then you have no they know you're trying to move them. So to get anything, that's pretty good. We got 2 pitchers from Boston. So us and Boston's been doing some wheeling and dealing. We got a major league player, Nick Robinson, who is a reliever. He's 25 years old and very good changeup. And then we have a starter who's a minor league player, Victor Santos, 23, and he's coming off a tired arm. He was drafted by the Padres, has moved around a little bit from the Phillies to Boston, and then now he's with the Cardinals. So we got 2 players there. They did good in the minors, a strikeout per inning type guys. We'll see if they can make our bullpen. Our bullpen was a weak link last year, so we're getting some.
To get started,
we're getting some bodies in there.
Phone or tablet.
Sorry, you said something that
I thought that was
my GOOGLE. So
I trigger a lot of things. So anyway, we got some more bodies in our bullpen. So the more the merrier. Maybe some of these guys will make the team this year, and we'll see what's happening. But I do like that. I know some people have criticized the guys we've gotten, but Mozeliak's been very aggressive, and I know there's a lot of teams out there needing pitching. So let's see what happens. But right now, that's where we're at. He's made a lot of moves. So that's it in Cardinal news right there. I know we got a couple big ones to talk about here now.
Yeah, let's start with the Juan Soto trade. What are your thoughts?
I mean, they needed, I guess, another outfielder to just pair with Aaron Judge. I mean, he's young, he's a great bat. I mean, it's a lot to give up for a 1-year player, but Juan Soto's, a generational talent. He's a future Hall of Famer. It's just that the Yankees gave up essentially all of their pitching depth, and then I think they even gave up a little bit more in the Verdugo trade, and then they got in the Rule 5 draft. They lost like 2 other starters, so their pitching depth is kind of eviscerated right now. They'll really need to add there, but I mean, he's not a great left fielder, but I mean, he is Juan Soto. He's gonna put up, egregious numbers. He's gonna walk a ton. He's gonna, get on base at a 400 clip. I mean, not much else to say.
Well, they also got
looks tough.
Frank Grisham.
Yeah, he can field. Yeah, he's a nice player. But yeah, with Soto, and then you got Judge, and then Stanton. He plays like 36% of the time. If he can be in that lineup, that is going to be tough getting through that in that little bandbox over in right field. And Soto is one of the 5 best hitters in baseball. He's just fantastic. And he can always be a DH, or what? I mean, he's going to be a good one. He's going to be a good one. Reggie Jackson wasn't the greatest fielder in the world, and he played out there. So anyway, I think they're going to have him for that year, and whining him, dying him, and get him signed to a long lifetime contract and be a Yankee, because they're one of the few teams that could probably afford him. I know we can't. Love to have him, but that ain't in the cards. But right now, I was listening to MLB Channel, and they said really for sure big prospect was they had one big pitcher they gave up that the Padres gave up more to get him for the 2 years they had him. That's what they were saying. I actually do not know any of these players. I just know some of them were big prospects, but that's all I know. So what do you think, Vince?
I think it was a hefty price to pay for someone who, well, Grisham's a bona fide major leaguer too. It's not like they just got Soto, but Soto's talent is so much more immense than Grisham's that, he kind of becomes very secondary here. I think it's a hefty price to give up for someone that you're not sure you can extend. And I'm sure that's why the Yankees were the suitors, because they are the type of team that's going to throw the dice and gamble that, yeah, I think we can sign this guy. The Cubs have had a lot to give up in the minor leagues of good prospects. But I'm sure that they didn't want to give up the farm for someone who maybe just a 1-year player. So I don't know how happy he would be in New York if he does hit 320 with 40 home runs and the team finishes with 75 victories because the pitching's so thin. Now they're serious suitors for Yamamoto, and there's still Jordan Montgomery. They can get him back. Although I don't know if Montgomery want to go back with the Yankees after what they said about him when he left. Like, oh, he just can't pitch in this division. Yeah, he goes to the Central and the National League where they suck. Now that's basically the way they sent him off. So I don't see him coming back there. There's still Snell that's on the block. And I just at the camp, I know he's won 2 Cy Young awards, but I can't stand to watch him pitch. He's a 5-inning, 100-pitch pitcher. And I know that will win you Cy Youngs in this day and age, but gosh, he's going to have his games where he's going to pitch 4 innings and walk 7 guys. That's just what you get with Snell. He has to have his mechanics perfect to throw the ball over the plate. And that's very difficult with the left-hander who has a lot of moving parts. So would I take Snell on my team? Yeah, I would. But I'm not as in love with him as I am like I would rather have Montgomery. I'd rather have Sonny Gray. That's just me because they are more consistent. So, but I would like to see him with the Cubs, but looking what the Yankees gave up, the price was too steep.
I believe so too. You guys still get Bellinger back. Is that still on the table?
It's even more likely. I don't know if you guys saw, but breaking news: the Giants are signing Jung Ho Lee from the KBO MVP for their center field option. So that probably takes them out of the Bellinger race. I would assume it's just the Cubs and Blue Jays now. And the Blue Jays may not want to. They may pivot elsewhere. So that is good for us.
Do the Blue Jays still have George Springer out there?
Or yeah, he's playing right.
They had Kiermaier in center, but I think he's a free agent. He had a good season though.
Yeah, I mean, I still think there's an outside shot that. I'll get into. Let's just go ahead and talk about Ohtani.
Man,
Max, you want to lead us off with this?
Yeah, so it's been a hectic week because this came out. Well, when did the news first drop? Was it? I want to say it was around Wednesday, Thursday, or was it later than that? I can't remember what I was doing at the time. But it came out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, first it came out that he was signing with the Dodgers. No surprise there. Then the price tag comes out of 10 years, $700 million. Crazy. I mean, I've got our predictions pulled up. The highest anyone prediction was you, Vincent, at 10 years, $500 million. And obviously he kind of just blew past that. Then, a couple days later, a report came out that said that unprecedented deferrals were involved with no number attached. And so, conservatively, I saw people estimating, this would be like $400 million deferred. Maybe that would be crazy and unprecedented. But no, 97% of his salary is deferred until 2033. He is getting paid annually $2 million per year until he retires or is a free agent again. Does anyone have any thoughts before I go into my tangent?
Yes, I have thoughts. First of all, I don't want to steal your thunder, so I'll let you do your tangent, but I'll just say it from the Cubs' perspective. I'm glad the Cubs didn't do this. Apparently, this was something that he presented to the teams that he wanted all this money deferred until the contract was up, and then he would be paid when his playing days are over. I'm glad the Cubs did not get stuck in that mess. And I know as a two-way player, he at one time maybe was worth the 55 million mark. But to get a contract that, before all this other stuff came out, where you're being paid $70 million a year, that should hamstring a team.
Yeah.
Go, Max.
All right. So I'm gonna get into the numbers real quick. So with the deferrals, with how the value of the dollar in 2040 whatever is different from than it is now, it's for luxury tax purposes. It is a 10-year, $460 million contract, which is what 60 million more than Judge. So really not that crazy. It makes sense. He's a DH, whatever. For context, when the Cubs signed Jason Hayward, that contract was big. It wasn't as big as contracts are now, but that contract hamstringed the team. It just financially it ruined the Cubs for 3 years. They couldn't really add anybody. You know, they were adding Daniel Descalso as their big free agent pickup. You know, stuff like that. The Dodgers TV deal enables them to spend all this money, and it's crazy. And they're not. They should be punished for that. Luxury tax wise, they're like at $200 million. They could add another $30 million in free agents, and they would be below the first luxury tax tier, which is crazy. In the CBA, it's fine. There is no limit on deferred money because it's the player's choice. It's bad for the player because I mean they can sign the $700 million deal. It's not worth that, and I think it'll be fascinating to see if in 2040 the Dodgers, when they're paying Mookie Betts and Ohtani $100 million or whatever it is they've deferred. When they're paying that money, then they're gonna feel it. But as of now, they're pushing their chips, all in, and it's hard to see a world. Granted, baseball is a weird game. We saw this year. The Diamondbacks, they defeated the Dodgers, went to the World Series. The Braves and Dodgers just feel like they're so far ahead of the rest of the NL. It's kind of disheartening.
You're right. Can I say something? Oh, can I say something real quick? We don't even know if he's going to pitch again, and if he does come back, is he going to be the same pitcher? That's kind of when we talked earlier about him being a free agent this year. That was one of my big concerns because this is unprecedented territory where Ruth did pitch and bat as a pitcher, but then when he hit, he didn't pitch anymore. This was very unique. Plus, he's got to have special things where he only pitches every 6th day. I believe he does pitch every 6th day. I'm not sure about that, but I thought I did hear that he doesn't pitch like a normal 5-man rotation. He's a DH. I guess he could play in the field as well, but that seems like a lot of special rules for that kind of money. For that kind of money, you think he'd be out there sweeping the stands, doing whatever you needed. Yeah, he's great, and they say outside of baseball, he makes quite a bit of money. I mean, he's going to be okay. The Dodgers already have full houses. They have the best attendance in baseball. So I don't think he's going to bring that many more people to the stadium, but worldwide and things they sell, they could get some of that back as far as this huge area of the world that'll be just coming in just to see him and following the Dodgers. It's almost in a smaller way when they had Hideki Nomo. Japan was just Dodger crazy back then. So I'm interested to see this, but I'm with you, Max. I think it's really going to hamstring them because isn't he already in his late 20s? When this contract ends, he'll be in his late 30s. And most players, when they hit 34, 35, they're just not the same anymore. So I'm glad the Cubs didn't do it. I was scared if the Cubs got him, but I'm so glad we're cheap. I'll be honest, I'm a cheapskate. The Cardinals are a little bit on the cheapskate side too, and I'm so glad they didn't get involved in that. So anyway, that's my thoughts on it right there. And the Dodgers still, with all this money they have, their pitching staff is not. I mean, they got Walker Buehler coming off an injury. Kershaw's hurt, and they've got a bunch of young guys right now.
But they've got $30 million under the salary cap.
Yeah, that they can spend on Yamamoto, that they can trade for Glass now. They've got the prospect capital.
And there's nothing stopping a Yamamoto or a Snell to say, you know what? Pay me $2 million and defer it. This is terrible for baseball because the rich can do this. The big teams can do this, and that's why I'm glad the Cubs did not do it because it's a crappy thing to do. The little guys, the Kansas Cities, the Pittsburghs, the Minnesotas, the Arizonas, they can't do this because it would bankrupt their franchise in the future. The Dodgers can do this, and they can do it with another player too, and they can build these super teams, and then they can completely dominate baseball. And you're not going to have a chance to have in Arizona because the Dodgers are going to be able to have 9 or 10 quality pitchers because they're all deferring their money until another day. Now, they need to come up with a rule that says something like, you want deferred money, okay, and the new CBA will be coming out, what, a year or two?
2027,
there
around
needs
then.
to be a cap on deferred money, like 25, 30%. This is ridiculous. This is just completely ridiculous. And I remember twice in my lifetime. I remember once when I was a kid, and I think it was Vita Blue was going to be traded to either the Yankees or the Reds in the mid 70s. Bowie Kuhn stepped in and said, no, 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 no. That's not in the best interest of baseball. Another time, this is when A-Rod was with Texas, Maglio Ordonez was with the White Sox, and I don't remember who was involved with the Red Sox, but they were going to do this three-way trade. And the big deal with it was that A-Rod, who had signed this $250 million contract at the time with the Rangers, he was going to the Red Sox and he was going to have that money deferred. And a guy who I don't like, Bud Selig, actually stepped in and said, nope, not going to do that. Not a good precedence, not in the best interest of baseball. Rob Manfred is not a baseball fan. He is not. He called the World Series trophy a piece of metal. So that guy's a piece of shit in my world. He doesn't have the balls to stand up and say, hey, this is not in the best interest of baseball. Anybody outside of Los Angeles knows that this is not in the best interest of baseball. I'm not blaming Ohtani or his agent because that's the rules that they say, hey, man, I can do this. But it's a flaw in the system that has to be addressed. Otherwise, we're going to have about 5 teams who can compete on a regular basis, which is not that much fewer than we have now. But it's going to be a situation where the Yankees, the Mets, the Dodgers, the Giants, and you can even throw the Cubs in there if they want to play this game where they're going to become super teams because they can afford it with these TV contracts. And they can say, okay, we'll defer your money, we'll defer your money, we'll defer your money, and we'll put together a super team, go on a run of about 3 or 4 World Series, and make a ton of money selling World Championship merchandise worldwide with these international players. And then we will set that money aside, let it draw interest. So when these contracts come due, it's not worth $70 million a year anymore because of inflation has driven it down, but we will have the money to pay it. Small market teams cannot play in that field.
And I think this entire problem is magnified with the TV deal problem. The Cardinals, even with Bally Sports folding, these teams need the Guardians. The Guardians are shedding payroll after, in a year where they probably should have. They have young talent. They have to shed payroll. They're probably going to trade Bieber, maybe even Josh Naylor, maybe even Emmanuel Clase. These teams, the Dodgers don't have that problem because they signed a $1 billion TV deal. And my biggest problem with this whole scenario is that all these media people are saying it's good for the game that he's going to LA. For anybody outside of LA, for people who are not on the West Coast, for East Coast people, for people in the Midwest, no, this is not a good thing for baseball. If all the stars went to LA, we'd be no better than like the NBA. And it would just be, no one wants that. I would much rather have Ohtani go to the Cardinals even than the Dodgers. I'd rather him go to the Blue Jays. I'd rather him go anywhere else. Because it's just not fun. It's like, great, they have like what? Kershaw's won an MVP if he resigns. You've got Mookie, you've got Freddie, you've got Ohtani. You've got 4 guys who are, in their prime effectively. Maybe not Kershaw, but it's just difficult. The rich get richer. Best way to put it.
I don't think this is good for baseball. If you're talking about good for baseball, not the finances of baseball, but just baseball in general, I don't think this is so good for baseball. Who stays up except for the people on the West Coast to watch Dodger games? Nobody is. I have to plan to stay up to watch a West Coast game. That's why I don't watch that many of them, because I get up so dang early. But If he would have went to the East Coast, you got more eyes on it because people are going to say, all right, that game starts at 6 o'clock Central Time. I will watch this game until the Cardinal game starts or the Cub game starts. I will watch his at bats. I've probably seen Ohtani play, I don't know, 10, 15 times since he's been in the majors. And that's because he's playing on the West Coast and the Angels have sucked. Watch Mike Trout, watch Ohtani, but watch the rest of the team just suck. I just don't see this taking the finance. I don't see this being any great thing for baseball. Everybody in Japan knows he's here. So I don't know if he's going to gain any extra Japanese fans or international fans. They know who he is. They know where he's at. Yeah, I'll get more eyes on him because the Dodgers are a bigger team. But in the grand scope of things, this isn't going to grow baseball anymore than it already is. But like we've talked about, the thing that really bothers me is this sets a precedence, a financial precedence that can hamstring the game. And I do remember back 20 years ago when MLB was not doing so great, and they were even talking about contracting teams, getting rid of the Twins, and scaling down. I remember hearing a few people float what the small market teams need to do is just tell the big markets, okay, if you're going to play like this, we're not going to play you. They need the small market teams to have a league. And maybe it's going to have to be a coalition of the Kansas Cities, the Tampas, the Miamis, the small market teams to get together and say, okay, we have to put a stop to this because, hey, if you stay under the luxury tax like this and we don't get luxury tax money, how are we going to sign anybody?
It's a huge source of revenue for teams, and when you can just effectively cut 20 million AAV out of it, it just hurts everybody.
As you can see, JJ, we've thought about this for 24 hours.
Man, I'm telling you what. I would love to see Kansas City just to be able to keep wit, and they're young, great, and they can't. And here comes the 5 big ones just waiting. I mean, I've heard stories where the agents already can't wait for Holiday to get to 5 years so that they can go free agent. I've heard that. He hasn't said anything, but on MLB they've said, the Orioles ain't gonna be able to keep all these players, and so there's already 5 years and out kind of thing. So I just like to have these teams be able to at least keep their players, but we don't really have a commissioner anymore, like you said, Vince. When they did away, when Bart Giamatti died, and the guy who came after him, they got rid of him, and then Bud Selig went in there, and it's the owners. He's the owner's guy now that's in charge of everything. So man, yeah. It is very sad. It is. I don't know what to say. We're kind of a middle market team, St. Louis is, but I enjoy the the little guys, the Kansas Cities and the Oaklands, and or the A's, the Las Vegas A's. Now they couldn't stay there because they couldn't afford their players.
And the only viable way for those small market teams to compete is this is how Pittsburgh had a playoff run for a few years. This is how Kansas City made it to 2 World Series. The only way they could compete is to say, okay, we got to strip it down. We got to lose 100 games for about 4 straight years. And we have to get these high draft picks. And now with the lottery, that's not even a guarantee. But that's the only way that they could compete. And they can't do that anymore. They can't bank on that because of the drafts, the lottery system now. So, when people, say, well, that team tanked. Okay. I hear that a lot. The Cubs tanked, the Cubs tanked, the Cubs tanked, the Astros tanked, the Astros tanked, the Astros tanked, and that's how they got this, made their runs. Well, I have my feelings on that with the Cubs. They had to rebuild something. They had to tear down that culture of losing and, rebuild with players in their minor league system who had a winning mentality. But your small market teams, your Pittsburghs, your your Baltimores who lost a lot of games for so many years. These teams, this is the way they could compete with the big boys for just a short period of time and have a run before the players hit free agency. They can't even do that anymore with the lottery draft. And it just sickens me that the rich get richer and they found a loophole. And you better believe this is a copycat league. You better believe I will predict that even this year with remaining free agents, we're going to see one or two more of these contracts that's going to be deferred a lot of money. Maybe not 98%, but a lot of money. Something has to be done with the next CBA where they can cap that and say, okay, you can only defer so much because 98% is absolutely ridiculous.
Or better yet, just have, for AAV purposes, for the luxury tax, count the entire contract. Make it be 70 million to hit instead of, whatever it will be in 2040, whatever.
Yeah, defer all that money. That's fine, but it's all going to count. Yeah, that's the easiest way to take care of it. I'm glad not a whole lot else happened this week because
it felt like a lot.
Yeah.
I listened to about 4 podcasts today concerning this. And even the New York guy that I listen to every now and then, even he was like, come on, this is pushing, making it even harder for small market teams to even compete. And then I started thinking, what can small market teams do if this becomes the norm? I'll tell you what they could do. They could say, hey, we're not going to play you. We'll hamstring the game until you make it some way where we can have a competitive chance. What do you think about this? Do you think that baseball should have a hard salary cap like the NFL? Because in the NFL, you have Green Bay and Buffalo, which are 2 very small towns, compared to the rest of the league. You have them competing. And it's good for the game. And I know that baseball, and I know that, this is America, and pull yourself up by your bootstraps and all that crap. The reality is, if you're going to have a league of 30 teams and these small markets cannot compete, maybe a hard salary cap where everybody spins up to that. Maybe we would have a more competitive league, and maybe it wouldn't be such a 35-year freak when the Royals won the World Series. Then it would come down to who runs their organizations the best because we're all on the same playing field.
Good. I was always against the salary cap, but you make a very good argument for it. I'll have to think about that because I always thought, like, if you like this player and we like this player, if you're willing to go maybe a couple years longer and you take that chance, then you win the player. But when this happened, this is so ridiculous. It just throws the whole thing out of balance, I hope you're right. At the next collective bargaining, they fix this thing so we don't have to go through this again. But the next couple of years, it may be rough with some of the players that's coming out.
Do you know when the next CBA is? Is it after the 2024 season?
I think it's 2026. Let's see. See if I can find it. I think the issue with a hard salary cap is that the Players Association would never agree to it.
Oh yeah,
because it effectively limits player salary, and I don't think they want that.
They don't, but the NFL has made it work, and the players in the NFL love the system.
Yeah, so the current CBA ends in 2026.
Yeah, so
we
can see this a few more times over the next 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, another lockout, baby.
And I certainly hope that the Cubs don't swim in these waters because I'll be sorely disappointed because this, to me, this crosses. and I hate to say this with big business because this word usually doesn't apply, but this is an ethical issue. Um, I I think that's almost like the heavyweight boxing against the flyweight. Oh yeah, you're gonna pay me to pay him too a little bit of money, and I'll step in the ring with him. No, no, no. You don't want to have that going on.
Hmm. And I've seen the argument that like it's like, oh, these billionaires own these teams. Like I guess a good example is the Dolan family. They own the Guardians. They're worth $4 billion. Yeah, they could probably increase their payroll, but you have some owners. The Rockies owner is worth $700 million. Ohtani just signed a $700 million contract. The Rockies owner cannot spend, more than a Chris Bryant per offseason. We'll say that. They're kind of capped. And granted, the Rockies aren't a great run organization to begin with, but they did make the playoffs in what 20, I guess, COVID year. They made the playoffs, and then like 2018, I guess. So they can put a franchise together, but I don't know. It's just not great. I mean, and it's tough when the Dodgers have one of the best player development systems in the league. And granted, more teams probably need to invest in that. The big teams, the Yankees, the Cubs have completely revamped their minor league system. The Rays are a great example. There are things you can do to kind of bridge the gap, but the Rays can't sign, these star level players. They can't sign a Mookie Betts. They can trade for Mookie Betts. He's not going to extend with them. No one wants to play in Tampa. It's just we're seeing a trend towards like a blatant West Coast bias because of weather and all this other stuff. And the deferrals actually they're better over there because that money is not taxed when paid out. It's taxed based on where you live at the time. So if Ohtani moves back to Japan or to Florida where there's no income tax, suddenly that $68 million he's getting paid, it's not taxed with California rates. So it's just an even bigger incentive to go out there.
It's just a sad day for me. And by the way, if the Cubs would have done this, I would still be ranting on this tonight because it's just not good for the game at all. The Dodgers are now the Yankees. They are going to be hated for this. And Ohtani is probably going to lose fans over this.
Definitely in Anaheim.
It takes a shot at his image,
It's his legacy. I mean, this is Kevin Durant to the Warriors, but in baseball. And baseball is very different than basketball. One player can't transform a team, but well, actually no. A player of Ohtani's caliber, if he puts up another 10 more season, the Dodgers would be a 116 win team, like or something crazy like that. Like, it's just I don't like it. If that wasn't clear already.
Yeah, none of us like it. You know who else doesn't like it?
Oh man, Jeremy Connor's got to be ticked.
Oh, Jeremy Connor is going to be so ticked. Comes a time in every man's life when he needs some advice on relationships. You need to listen to the podcast DMDR, which stands for Dating, Marriage, Divorce, Remarriage, from my good friend Jeremy Connor, the Dr. Phil of the Boot Hill. You can find DMDR on Spotify or whatever platform you choose to listen to your podcast. Hey, trivia is back after a long hiatus. We want to thank you, Max, for putting this together. We have an opponent who is worthy, who is here to challenge us, who is here to take our manhood. He's going to Ohtani us, Mr. Rob Speer.
Oh, hey, everybody.
Rob, tell us how you became a baseball fanatic.
Oh, wow. Where to start? I played baseball from the time I was 8 until I was 18. And I guess that's where it started. And everybody I knew in particular that played baseball when I was a kid was a fan of the Cardinals, of course. Everybody in that area was. Growing up, Keith Hernandez was my favorite player. And since I'm left-handed also, and I played first base, and I was a pitcher also, I modeled my style of play from him. And I remember when Dad would take me to games when I was a kid in the old bush. The closest I ever got was field box seats on the third base side, about halfway up off the stadium floor itself.
Hmm,
And
nice.
I got to see Mark McGwire hit one home run. That was the last year he played with 2001. My dad was there the night he hit 62.
Wow.
Oh man, very cool.
I do remember, though, I used to be rather fond of a couple of Cubs players when I was growing up.
And they were,
Ron Say used to like to watch him play, and
England.
Mark Grace.
yeah.
I compared him in a way to Tony Gwynn to me because he was always steady. You could always count on him. He
Yeah.
may not crack a home run or anything, but he would always put the ball in play, and he was always steady at first base. And I admired that.
Yeah, if he could have hung on for a few more years, he had a chance to get 3,000 hits. And it goes so much under the radar how consistently good he was because
Oh
he
yeah.
wasn't a power hitting first baseman. But you talk about Say, and we'll get to trivia in just a second. The last few years that Say played,
hmm
like 85 through 87, I think, with the Cubs. Um, my dad used to get so frustrated because Say would go to the hole to get a ball and he
hmm
would dive and the ball would roll under his belly.
Oh man. The one memory that sticks out about him was the day he got hit in the head.
In the World Series.
I want to say, yeah, I don't vaguely remember. I remember watching it
Gossage.
happening.
Yeah, Gossage got him in the head. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
So Max, what do we got going on?
Yeah, we've got some new categories today. We've got Name That Cub. So the basic overview, it'll be you'll see a set of years and teams and an outline of the player. You'll have to guess the player. That goes for the Cubs and the Cardinals. We have football and basketball, which, spoiler alert, they may be about baseball players who played both sports. We have
Okay.
iconic images, where it'll be an iconic image, and you'll have to describe the context behind the image. And then we have the miscellaneous category, where I just found some fun stuff and threw it in there.
All right.
All right.
That sounds
Rob,
good.
you are our guest, so you can go first.
Oh, name that Cardinal or 100.
All right. Oh, I don't have the years for this, but they are currently on the Rays. I'll say that.
Oh,
It isn't a Rosarena, is it?
It's a Rosarena.
there he is
Awesome.
doing that.
Off to a
Doing
great
that
start.
JJ, we're getting our butt kicked. What are we gonna do?
Man, what is that? He's going to share it, Dan
Let's
Rutledge.
go right on down the line. Name that Cardinal 200.
Well,
Well,
we flip it around.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It's not like that style of Jeopardy.
And if
it's,
you miss, then the next guy can steal. And we
Mhm.
all three get a chance if we keep missing.
well then.
Vince, who's next? Me or you?
You go next.
Okay, I'll go next. I'm gonna go name that Cub for 200.
Alrighty.
Good Lord.
Got a lot of stuff
wow.
here.
Oh, man.
Wow.
He finished with he's still with the Pirates. Oh Lord. Who would this cat be? Look at that, man. He's been everywhere. He's a pitcher, apparently. Or throwing one in from the outfield right there. Gosh, who would that be? I have to say, I have Rick Rhoden. I know he's out of baseball. Rick Rhoden is my guess. No,
Does anybody want to steal?
It'd be Vince next.
I think
I'm drawing a blank.
I think it's Rich Hill.
Correct. It is Dick Mountain, also known as Rich Hill.
Oh wow.
Dick Mountain. Hey, look out.
Okay, I'm going to go for I want to try football and basketball for 300.
Alrighty. 4 MLB Hall of Famers have suited up for the Harlem Globetrotters. Name 2 of them.
Bob Gibson is one of them.
That is correct.
Hall of Famers who've suited up for the Globetrotters.
Good question.
Jackie Robinson?
No.
Oh,
Does anybody want to steal? I guess, Rob, would you like to
Robbie
steal?
gets the next
I
guess.
have no idea who it would be. I'm
Want to
drawing
take
a complete.
Want to take a guess?
Uh, wow.
that's Jackie Robinson.
Oh, not one. Geese Osby? I
No.
just remember him.
No.
Hmm.
All right. A Hall of Famer that had played for the
Oh,
Globetrotters. I'm going to just take a guess. Fergie Jenkins?
That is correct.
Oh, wow.
Whoa! Hey,
And
hey.
fun fact, 2 Cardinals, 2 Cubs. Well, I guess
I'll be
technically
darned.
3 Cardinals. Or no, I guess technically 3 Cubs with Lou Brock.
That's true.
Yeah, it's cool. 2 of these guys were teammates. Awesome.
I'll be darned. How about that?
All right, Rob.
Oh. Name that Cub for 300.
All right.
Oh, wow. That's 2019. Tampa Bay 2016. I'm coming up short here. I'm not sure now. Comes 2022 present.
Here, I'll give you a hint. I don't know if this will help you or not, but
Right.
this does not include one of his stints with the Cubs where he was signed on a minor league deal in between his time in Tampa and Texas.
Tampa, Texas.
It also does not include his time with Team USA at the World Baseball Classic.
Oh no. Okay. No, I got my finger and I can't put it. Got it on the tip of my tongue and I can't bring it forward. Wow. Well, I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. I have no idea now. Jump in
Man.
anybody, please.
Well, it's just I don't have a guess. I mean, I'm just going to throw a name of one of the Cub players I do know, Marcus Stroman. I know that's not him, but Marcus Stroman.
It's not Marcus Stroman.
Okay.
Is it Smiley?
It is Smiley. And for bonus points,
Oh.
can you tell me when this image was taken?
Yeah, I know when that image was taken. It's whenever he ran into the catcher and lost the no-hitter.
Yep, that is correct.
Oh, I'll be done. Very good, Vince. Very good.
Nice.
All right. I think it's my turn.
Yeah.
Was that my
Yep,
turn?
you're up, JJ.
All right. I'm going to do iconic images for 200.
Alrighty.
Well, this is the famous game, the famous playoff game between the Yankees and the Red Sox, where I know Pedro was pitching, he was throwing inside, Posada was pointing at his head, and all of a sudden, hell broke loose, and Don Zimmer, runs in and he sort of olays them, and then that got everybody even madder, and they all run out there, and there was, I think there was 2 different times benches cleared in that game, but Yankee Red Sox playoff game.
Yep, that's entirely correct. Can you name the year series?
Oh, the series? Oh, okay. Let me think about that. Pedro pitching for the Red Sox.
So you got the points. This is for street credit. I guess
I'm
you
gonna
could say.
say it can't be 2000 because that was a different series. So I'm gonna say 99.
Ooh,
Was it
was
close?
the 2003 ALCS.
All
Did,
right.
did I get you
Oh,
a
look at
picture
him.
of that, JJ?
Oh,
I don't
wow.
think so. I saw you hold one up one time, but no, I don't have one of that.
Okay, I thought I got that for you at the Hall of Fame. Maybe I just found it. So
Well, thank you. I appreciate that's a great moment in baseball history right there. That game was crazy. I remember watching it at the in-laws house, and I was like, this can't be happening. It just got crazier and crazier as the game went on. And when Zimmer ran in the game, I was like, what is happening here? But anyway, that's my memory of that.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna go football and basketball for 400 because I
Ooh.
killed it last time.
Oh,
Ooh. What White Sox affiliate did Michael Jordan play for?
Birmingham AA ball.
Yep, that is correct. Wow, you
Oh.
have that
I
very
wouldn't have got
fast.
that. I wouldn't have got that.
no, I don't think I would have either. Oh, wow. Name that Cardinal 400.
All right.
Oh, Texas 2010. New York 2013. 1999 to 2010. I know. I know who this is. Um, Yankees 2010. It's 2011, 2012. Oh, it's Lance Berkman.
It is Lance Berkman. That is correct.
Okay,
Awesome.
very
Great
good.
stuff.
Very good. Look at you. All right. I'm going to go man, name that Cardinal for 200.
All right. This one's pretty easy.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say it even now that I think I know who it is, it looks the silhouette. I could
The silhouette even looks like him.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure I could show you
yeah.
the silhouette and you'd probably get it.
Colton Wong.
It is Colton Wong. That is correct.
There he is. I always liked him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gold Glover.
I'm gonna go football and basketball for 200. I'm liking this category.
Yeah,
Ooh. How many home runs did Bo Jackson hit in his legendary matchup with Deion Sanders?
How many home runs did he hit?
Yep, and it was one game.
Two.
That is incorrect.
3.
That is correct.
wow.
I hate this category.
There he is. Look at them thighs, man. That dude was
Oh,
Raw
iconic
power.
images for 300. Oh, little on the fuzz side, but wow. That looks familiar, but I can't see without can't quite see his face to tell for sure. If anybody wants to step in,
you want to take a guess?
Is that Nelson Cruz?
No, it is not Nelson Cruz. It's a little bit before his time.
That's that is a good guess because that is a speaking of Cruz,
Ranger.
that play that he didn't make in right field really turned
Right. That.
But this game, I'm gonna tell you everything I know about this game. This guy was an iconic 40-40 man. He left the
first 40-40 man.
Yeah, he left the team he was on. He was out there. I don't know what exactly happened. It was just a deep fly ball. It went off of Jose Canseco's noggin and went over the wall for a home run. Oh.
That is correct. And we can watch it in GIF format.
We gotta put that on a reel to reel.
Ouch.
Oh man. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do miscellaneous for 200. If it's still there. I can't see around the corner.
All right.
Okay.
Pronounce this player's name.
Oh, you know me. I can't even say Americans' names. Oh man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Okay, in my mind, I'm gonna practice for a couple of times here.
I had to look this up, by the way.
All right.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna give it the old college try here. In my job, I have to go out in the lobby and call a veteran to come back, and I'm right on a last name or on their full name maybe 25% of the time. They get mad at me. Okay, Rob. Do I got that part right?
Yes, you have Rob correct.
Okay.
It's not Rob
All right,
or
man. 50,
Rab.
Okay. Zaz Trizin Wait a minute. Zaz Chinese.
Nope, that is incorrect.
All right. Well, I'm out of it.
Is it Zastrizny?
That is correct. It is Rob Zastrizny.
Look at you.
Cubs World Series champion.
I'll do iconic images for 400.
I'll zoom in. I had to blur this because it kind of gives it away.
Uh, uh, I have no idea.
Really?
Huh. I know that's Anthony Rizzo holding his chest, but
Oh,
the
I
other guy,
know
I'm
what
not
it
sure.
is now.
Do you know what it is?
I think yeah. But go ahead.
No, you didn't really say anything, and nobody's guessed yet. I think you should go ahead.
Yeah, you just said I don't know. I
Hmm.
mean,
Is that when Baez hit that little league
yes,
triple?
that is the play.
All right, this is so cool.
Hold on.
Yeah, you got to start it at the beginning. Oh, you can't? All right.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I can't start from the beginning, but this is the Javi Baez rundown to first incident, which I believe we watched live.
We did.
I think.
It was. I have never seen anything like that.
Oh, they chased him all the way back to the home, and then
Yeah, he just started. He
Yep.
grounded out to the first baseman and started just trotting back to home. The first baseman is gonna tag him, but just kind of lollygagging. So the runner on third scored. And while they threw the ball to the catcher, Baez took off to first. There was no one at first. They threw the ball away, so he made it all the way to third. So
oh, be darn, that's crazy. Right.
Oh, name that Cardinal 300.
All right.
Oh, Boston 2013, 2016, 2017. Wow. That 13, 2014, 2015, 16 and 17. Wow. 2, 10, 11, 13, and 14. I know this one too. And the time between spending in Boston is giving it away, but I can't put my finger on it. 2002 to 2000. Obviously an outfielder of some sort, or at least a pitcher. Drawing a blank here, fellers. Wow. Oh, John Lackey.
It is
Yes.
John Lackey. That is correct.
I would not.
I'm going to tell my favorite John Lackey story real quick. So,
Sure.
Please.
John Lackey was, this is from Ian Heff's podcast. John Lackey was on a rehab assignment in like A-ball, and he gave up a home run to like this 18-year-old kid. And when he gets back to the dugout, he goes, you know, if these guys are so good, why the fuck are they down here?
Oh.
All right. I'm going to do let's see, miscellaneous 300.
Ooh. Which of Mookie Betts, Zach Wheeler, Royce Lewis, and Blake Snell are not actually bald?
Who is not actually bald?
Yep.
And,
One of these people has hair.
boy, I don't know. A couple of these guys I'm not quite sure on. Seems like I've seen Blake Snell with hair.
That is correct. He
Okay.
has hair.
Okay.
I hate him already. Us bald people, we need icons too.
Yeah, we got Mr. Clean there, Jay.
I'm gonna go with football and basketball for 500.
Ooh.
Which team originally drafted Tom Brady in the 18th round of the 1995 MLB draft?
Oh.
Ugh. I got a 1 in 30 shot. Actually, better than that because not everybody was around in 95, were they? Yeah, we didn't have the Diamondbacks yet, did we? Well, um, the Tigers?
That is not correct.
Was it Baltimore?
That is not correct.
They just have a new commercial for, I think, a
Oh,
baseball
you've
card.
seen it?
Yes, I've seen it.
Oh, then you know
Montreal
this one.
Expos, baby.
It
Montreal
is the
Expos.
Montreal Expos.
I tried to be cool while everybody else was guessing, but Montreal Expos.
I came up with this question before they released the
Oh, wow.
commercial, and I was browsing Twitter today, and I saw the commercial. I thought, oh, perfect. Hopefully no one has seen it.
Look at him there in that Expo outfit.
Oh, iconic images for 100. Oh. Okay. Okay, the guy who's sliding in, he looks familiar. But the White Sox, I'm not sure who he is. I'm not even sure who it is. I can't put a name on it. Anyone who wants to jump in, go for it.
It was my turn. It was from last year.
Okay.
Jose
Yes,
Ramirez
it was.
sliding into second.
Okay.
Tim Anderson kind of laid. I personally think laid on him maybe a little bit. They get up, they start chirping, and then all of a sudden they threw the gloves down. It's like a hockey match. Anderson looked good at first, but Jose released some hook, popped him, and kind of knocked him out. He fell down. Yeah, there's there he blasted him. Yeah. And I'm a big Jose Ramirez fan anyway. So
Okay.
not that I condone violence, but that was a memorable moment.
Certainly was.
Oh, is it whose turn? My turn, I think, ain't it?
Yeah, I think you're up. Yeah.
Okay. Man, let's see here. I'll go football and basketball for 100.
Who was the first player to hit an MLB home run and score an NFL touchdown in the same week?
Ooh, I have to say,
I know.
from my memory, I remember I know Deion Sanders did it, so I'm gonna say Deion Sanders.
That is correct.
All right. There he
Coach
is.
Prime.
Prime time.
Okay.
I'll do iconic images for 500.
Oh, yeah.
So the Cardinals guys are going to remember this one.
I
it's whether
definitely
you're going to
remember
get
it.
this one. Yeah.
That is Castellanos. And he is flexing.
Yes.
Because he just scored. And I think that happened last year, 3 years ago.
2021, yeah.
3 years ago. So yeah.
Yep, that is correct.
Great, Vince. That was a great
There's
memory.
poor Jake Woodford just sitting there.
Oh. He had to take it.
Oh, how about miscellaneous for 4?
Alrighty. There are 4 third-generation MLB families. That is to say that the son, father, and grandfather all played in the MLB. Name one of these families.
Besides the Griffies?
I think the Griffins are only a second generation. I'm basing this off of the Wikipedia page.
Okay, so that's open. Oh. Okay, then. It's not the Griffies. Oh, third generation. And it's not the Holidays. Then,
Yeah, okay, I'll say this. There are no active players who are a part of this family. Let it be known.
Right. Okay, then. If that's the case,
I think I've got all four of them.
Really?
knock yourself out, Vince, if you think you got it.
It's JJ's turn after you, so
Well,
I got 2 of the 4, and I can guess on the other 2, but 2 of the 4 I'm pretty sure on.
All
Can I
right,
go
let's hear it.
The Bells,
That is correct. Those are
and
one of them.
I got the Boons too.
Yep.
And the other
Those are
two.
the 2 easy ones.
Okay. I know a lot of brothers. Vince, you want to name the other 2? I can't. That's the only 2 I think of off the top of my head.
are the Sharks one of them?
No.
No, then forget it.
All right. It's the Colemans and the Bells, the Boons, and then the Hairstons. So like Jerry Hairston Jr. Yeah, kind of obscure. And then this was the first picture I found when I looked up David Bell and Brett Boone, or
the
Aaron Boone.
Godzilla kind of thing. How about that? All right. Is it
Sure.
my turn?
yeah.
Okay. What we got on miscellaneous? We got, is 100 still up there? Or
100 and 500.
Oh man, let's do 500.
Ooh. Name the Alou brothers from left to right.
Oh man. If I had a pen, I could try to write it
See,
down.
I had to write this one down because I really struggled even after writing the answer down in this.
Okay, I know the 3 names. And now they're younger. That's the problem. Which one is which one? I'm going to go the one in the. Can I name the one in the middle first? I think that might be the easiest way. Is that Maddie Alou in the middle?
Yep, that is Maddie
Okay.
in the middle.
Now I got 50-50.
You have a 50-50 now. Yeah.
Oh man. I'm going to go the one on the right, Felipe.
That is correct.
Okay.
Ah,
Then, which makes the one on the left.
Jesus!
I don't have my pen.
Yep. And this is not the correct order, but it does. You can see who they are at least.
Oh, well, all right. And then Jesus, or is that the correct? Yeah.
Jesus. That's what I said. Jesus.
Oh, I see.
I'll do name that cup for 100.
Oh, see, the 400 and 500 are really difficult. So I don't know if these Cardinals fans will get that one. All right.
It's not Suzuki.
It is not Suzuki. That's yeah, pretty clearly.
Oh.
I will say this may be too big of a hint, but this player did play overseas in 2022. I'm not going to say the league, but they were not in the MLB.
The only answer I have, which surprises me that this is a 100 point because this is kind of obscure, is a Mike Talkman.
It is Mike Talkman. The 400 and 500 are way harder. I'm just going to say that.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that is Mike Talkman.
That catch in St. Louis. You had to show me that one, didn't you?
Oh, sorry, we'll get that out of there.
Oh,
that was a great
wow.
catch.
Name that Cardinal 500.
All righty.
1996, 2001. Oh. 02 to 03. 96 to 91. Tampa Bay in 24. Okay, he's a Hall of Famer, judging by this picture. Cardinal Hall of Famer anyway.
No, he's not a Hall of Famer.
Okay.
I'll say that. I'll give you that hint. He's not a Hall of Famer, but a very good player in his prime.
JJ knows this. I can see.
I have no clue. I'm running through all my Rolodex.
Oh man, 90 to 90, 20.
They're not known for being a Cardinal. I mean, they only played there from 2002 to 2003.
Right, if only played 1 year then. What do you think, Jay?
Sure. I have no clue who this is. I don't know.
That is Tino Martinez.
That is correct. That is Tino Martinez. Well done.
Man, very good.
Yeah, that was nice.
All right. Is there 100 miscellaneous still there?
Yes.
I'm doing that one. I'm too scared.
All right, this is a true or false one, so you have another 50% chance. All right, true or false? Yankees broadcaster Michael Kay ate an egg for the first time ever this week.
Well, that's such a crazy question. I'm going to say true.
That is correct.
All right. What? He's been avoiding eggs or?
For 62 years, he has not eaten a single egg, apparently.
I'll be darned.
And he felt the need to admit this on social media for some reason.
All right. Well, we got a question out of it.
Oh.
All right, I'll do name that Cub for 400.
All right.
Played with the Royals last year.
And
Trying to 2021.
Yeah, it was a really bad Cubs team with a lot of kind of interchangeable guys.
And there was rotated like 40 guys on the roster all year long.
This one might be harder than the 500 one.
Hold on. No, that's time doesn't line up. I don't know.
Victor Caratini?
That is not correct.
I'm just gonna name a Royals player. A few Tarasco Hernandez. I don't know.
No. I'll give you guys a hint. He plays third base. Does that ring any bells for anybody?
No. Not there anything. I can't. I'm blank on this one.
All right. Another hint. He plays second in Rookie of the Year voting when the Giants won their 2014 World Series.
Oh gosh, what's that guy's name? Yeah.
Yeah. He's very forgettable. Like,
once you name his name, I'm gonna shoot myself.
Oh, don't do that.
Don't do that right now. Wait till we're done recording.
Yeah.
Who is it?
It is Matt Duffy.
Matt Duffy, that's right.
I can't remember. There was a Danny Duffy. I don't remember Matt Duffy.
I vaguely remember Matt Duffy now.
Well, Robbie, you got one choice.
Yeah, here we go.
There's
JJ,
no
Name that Cub,
there's
name
there's
that
no
Cub for 5.
miscellaneous, is there?
Yeah, I know it's unfortunate, isn't it? Well, there we go, Max. Name that Cub for 5. 2020 Cubs, Sox, Mariners. 29. Uh, 2022 present. He's a twin now. It looks familiar, sort of. 13 of the KC. Whoa. You were right about difficulties. I am drawing a blank. And Jay, what do you think?
This is a shot. I think I got an educated wild guess.
All right.
Billy Hamilton.
That is correct. It is
Oh,
Billy Hamilton.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Excellent.
The silhouette was him in
The silhouette kind
stride,
of gave it away. Yeah.
and I was like, well, wait a minute. And I did know he played for the Cubs, the Reds, and he's been around the league quite a bit. Oh, how about
All right.
that?
Final
All right.
Jeopardy.
For our final Jeopardy, you're going to need a piece of paper and something to write with. All right. So for this final Jeopardy, you will have 2 minutes. You need to name as many players from your respective team's opening day roster this year. So you can do Cardinals, you can do Cubs, as many players as you can name from their opening day roster, and you have 2 minutes.
Okay.
Starting
You mean from last year?
from last year, yeah, not this year.
Okay.
Yeah, so from 2023, their opening day roster, you have to name as many players as possible.
Okay.
Starting now. This is worth noting that this is not the starting lineup, but they're just their opening day 26-man roster. All right, 1 minute to go. All right, 30 seconds. $15 seconds. This may come down to who can name the most relievers on their team. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, pencils up. All right, who wants to start?
I'll start being I'm the only Cub here.
All right.
Cody Bellinger,
Yep.
Nico Horner,
Yep.
Dansby Swanson,
Yep.
Patrick Wisdom,
Yep.
Tucker Barnhart,
Unfortunately, yes.
Ian Happ,
Yep.
Marcus Stroman,
Yep.
Drew Smiley,
Yep.
Hayden Wisniewski,
Yep.
Keegan Thompson,
Let me double check. Yep, he made it.
Justin Steele,
Yep.
Nick Madrigal,
sure he didn't have a hamstring injury going into the season.
Yeah, I was iffy on
That's the
him.
infielders. Yeah, he made the roster.
Trey Mancini,
Yep. All right,
Eric
I'll add
Hosmer.
this clause. If you say a player who is not on the opening day roster, I'm gonna cut you off. All right. So start with the people you're very firm on.
I'm
Said
almost done.
Hosmer. All right, Hosmer.
Jan Gomes,
Yep, you're at 15 right now.
Assad,
Let me make sure he didn't start in AAA. I think he was in the bullpen. Let's see. Yep, Assad made the team.
and Alzolay.
All right, you're at 17. Do you want to throw any random guesses out?
Any random guesses? Al Leiter Jr.
Well, Mark, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean Mark Leiter Jr. Brandon Hughes.
He was injured. He did not make the team.
Uh,
So you are at 18. All
Okay.
right.
Very good, Vince.
we were supposed to put an amount of how much we wage, right?
Yeah. How much did you wager? I'm
I
presuming.
I did it all 2,400.
All right.
So
All 2,400.
I'm either going to be a hero or an idiot.
I guess that's fair.
Did you want to go?
Last year, I'll start off with Wilson Contreras,
All right. That is 1.
Jordan Walker.
That is 2. Or wait, let me double check. I can't remember if he made the team.
He did.
He made it coming out.
He made the team. Yeah. He was their, I guess, 5th-ish outfielder. They have a lot of outfielders. I guess they're well, they traded Carlson, so I guess they're opening up room.
Well, Dylan Carlson was part of the opening roster last year.
I just named him.
Tommy Edman,
Yes.
Tyler O'Neill,
Yes.
Lars Nootbaar,
Yes.
Nolan Arenado,
Yes.
Paul Goldschmidt.
Yep.
Brendan Donovan.
Yep.
Miles Michaelis.
Yep.
Adam Wainwright.
Yep.
Jordan Montgomery.
1 second. On Wainwright isn't listed on this, but he was injured. Hold on.
Wow.
So that puts you at 11. All right, JJ, before you start, do you have Adam Wainwright listed on your paper?
I do have Adam Wainwright listed on my paper.
Oh. Well, how many names did you get down before you got to Adam Wainwright?
I kind of went through, like, I went around the diamond and everything. So here's what I had. I had Contreras, Goldschmidt,
Yep.
Edman,
Yep.
Donovan,
Yep.
Arenado,
Yep.
O'Neill,
Yep.
Lars,
Yep.
Dylan Carlson,
Yep.
Kisner,
Correct.
Montgomery,
Yep.
Michaelis,
Yep.
Matz,
Yep.
Flaherty,
That is correct.
and then I hit Wayno.
All right, so that puts you at 13. So congratulations to our winner, my father, Vincent, for winning.
Yeah.
This was not my best Final Jeopardy question. If I'm going to be completely honest, going in, I forgot that we were doing a Final Jeopardy, so this was off the top of my head, although I kind of had fun going through my brain.
It was fun, period.
Trying to remember what players were on the Cubs when the year started. You forgot Rat
And
Boy.
Rob
Master Boney started on the Cubs. He made the opening day roster. He was the opening day right fielder.
Yeah.
And Robbie did very good for our contestant.
For a
He was
guest, you
up
did
there-
amazing.
You
he
did great.
very good, sir.
I could have done a little bit better, but it was fun.
Well,
It was a
Rob,
ton of
played
fun.
along, man.
We'll have you on again to play trivia,
Sure.
and but make sure that you study really hard on like silhouetted images because those suckers are dang hard.
Oh, yes, they
Like,
are.
Gosh, who are these people? That's why I didn't
Definitely.
do the Cub thing because I wanted you guys to do the name the Cub, so I had more time to look at it and figure it out.
Oh,
All right. Well, Rob, thank you for joining us,
yeah, no problem, man.
and we will see you in the future. Okay, good
Oh,
job.
definitely. Later, everybody. Good to
Appreciate
see you
it.
again, Jay.
Hey, good at seeing you, sir.
All right.
Hey, wasn't trivia fun?
That was a blast. That was a good time. Max, another great job on the trivia.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
JJ, Max, I am once again opening a minor league pack that with my green screen is blending, right? Ooh, that's spooky.
It's translucent.
Yeah. So, anyway, I'm opening another minor league pack. And so we'll see if we've heard of any of these guys.
All right.
What are you opening, JJ?
I'm opening 2023 Series 2. These have the judge picture on it. Anyway, it's more that they broke the set into halves, and you get to try to get the set together, and then halfway through the year they put out Series 2, and then finally the updates. So I'm opening up Series 2. Would you like me to go first?
Go ahead.
All right. Let's see who we got here. I'm gonna get these all squared away here. My first one is a White Sox player. And you'll have to, I'm terrible with pronunciations. Eloy Jimenez.
Eloy Jimenez.
Of the Jimenez is, of course, I can't pronounce nothing of the White Sox right there. That's a nice one. They have a set of cards, and this is my second one. They have Father's Day card. They wore a special uniform, and you get a thick card with part of the uniform in it, and it's Pete Alonso, the polar bear right there. Yeah.
Now, those trade
Cup.
discussions have heated up again. So,
Oh, really? They have?
yeah.
Oh, man. Hey. Oh, ex-Cardinal, now Arizona. Well, I don't think he's a Diamondback anymore. Carson Kelly, he wasn't on the team in the playoffs last year.
He
but
may
Yeah.
have been DFA'd.
He got
Oh, did
DFA'd,
he
and I
get
think
DFA'd?
Detroit picked him up.
Okay.
Yeah, that
he's
sounds
still in
about
the
right.
league. He's still in the league. Detroit's building a team right there. Let's see. Oh, New York Yankee, DJ
LeMahieu.
Yes,
Cubs
right
legend.
there.
I was
Yeah.
going to include him and guess the player. I was thinking about it.
Oh,
Should have been a Cubs legend.
Let's see. Cleveland Guardian, Will Brennan. Right there. Very, very excited. He's probably staying over Jake Wolford right there, celebrating something at home plate. Okay. Another Diamondback. I'm Diamondback heavy on this one. Emmanuel Rivera. Right there. Coming across, making the thrower to first. Uh-oh, it looks like we got a cubby on the thing here. PJ Higgins.
PJ, also
PJ.
a Diamondback, so more Diamondbacks. But yeah, PJ,
Hey,
he's
yep.
no
All
longer
right.
with the organization, but
Was he a good cubby?
Yeah, his
catcher,
moments.
he was okay.
He was okay.
I think he hit a
All right.
grand slam once.
Well, this is a Texas Ranger. I can't say the last name. Yoshi? We'll just call him Yoshi.
Tsutsugo.
All right. I can't pronounce some of these names. Sometimes I just go with a nickname there. Oh, Chicago White Sox, Carlos Perez. There's Carlos Perez right there. All right, nice. Cincinnati Red, Nick Senzel. There you go.
Is
Nick
he still
Senzel
with the
right there.
Reds?
He got released. I don't know.
Yeah.
Someone did pick him up. I just don't remember who.
A lot of potential there.
Yeah, I went to a Reds game, the only game I ever been to in Cincinnati, and it was Nick Senzel Day at the ballpark. So, for what that's worth, team card of the Rockies. For some reason, they're celebrating one of their 21 wins right there, throwing some popcorn and water on people. And speaking of the devil, this is the New York Yankees team card. They're taking a team picture right there. And anyway, better days for the Yankees right there. let's see who else we got here. I got two more. I got Jose Trevino, a catcher from the Yankees. It's a side view card right there. And the last one's an international card. Sal Frelick from an Italian player right there. Played for Team Italy, I believe.
There we go.
So anyway, that's a nice
Brewers.
card. Yeah, that's a nice card. And that's it for my Series 2 cards right there.
All right. Well, this is from the 1989 minor league season.
89.
And we start off with a big one from Johnson City.
Oh, that's Cardinal territory.
Yeah. Richard Shackle.
Oh, Richard Shackle. Don't know.
Yeah. His name is Dick Shackle.
Hey, that's been outlawed in the southern states.
From Watertown, we have Doug Pyatt.
No, that guy.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Not only have I heard of him, he's from St. Louis. Scott Cooper.
Scott Cooper. Yeah, played for the
Right.
Red Sox. Played for Red Sox and Cardinals.
Yep. From Elizabethtown, pitcher Mike Misaraka.
Man, look how young those guys are. They're like baby faced.
Whoa, I'm excited now. Former All-Star Sandy Alomar.
Oh, yeah. Very good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah. Played with a lot of teams.
outfielder for Pittsfield, Chris Butterfield.
Don't know that one.
Oh my gosh. From Kenton,
Hey.
Akron, outfielder Joey, aka Albert Bell.
Oh, trick or treaters, beware.
I was gonna say, I hope this card doesn't hurt me. It's gonna reach out and strangle me or what?
think he's
From
afraid to show.
Burlington, pitcher Anthony Dela Cruz.
A lot of Dela Cruzes. I don't think I know that one.
All right. From Fredericktown, the former #1 draft pick, Big Ben McDonald.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Baltimore Orioles.
From St. Lucie, Chris Donalds. Nope. So I'm the last thing, I'd never heard of any of those guys. And I have 4 that I've heard of. And Bell, I think all 4 of these eventually. Ben McDonald, I think, pitched in an all-star game.
I think so.
Bell was an all-star, Sandy Alomar all-star, and I think Cooper had an all-star season. So
Hey, that's pretty good.
I'm very happy with this minor league pack. So
May I add one thing? With the signing of Ohtani, our contest for the Bruce Sutter Gnome, we had 8 people in our contest for the free agents. We had 3 get that right. Troy Lou, who got was the only one that got Aaron Nola right. He got it right, but he only said 6 years. And then we had 2 people say the Dodgers and 9 years. So they have the tiebreaker if it comes down to a tiebreaker. And if 2 people end up tying, I will get something else for the other person. Both people will get prizes. I'll just say that right now. So right now, Troy Lou's got 2 right. We got a couple people 1 right. And that's where we're at in that contest.
all right. Well, people, I'm sorry that we did some ranting today, but I think it was deserved. Next week, we will have the happy faces back on, hopefully. And I'll be over this and Max will be over it. JJ won't have to sit here and listen to us spit into the microphone. So anyway, thank you all, and we will see you next week.